Ashley, you had some?
Oh, I was going to say, I think this is Susanna's last week or last day at work, so I know she's pretty busy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Don't know if she'll be here, but I'll ping her on Facebook and see.
Okay. All right. Well, as usual, why don't we just start with a very short scrum? I'll go first because mine is very short. So I reviewed a bunch of PRs, mostly or all from Robert, maybe, and produced a PR for the model errors display helper. And that's pretty much it since we last talked Monday. Who else wants to go next?
Okay. I've been reviewing your PR, I think. And I've done some chores, 2 bugs that we discovered this week. One of them I made a PR of, and another one I know what the problem is, but I don't know the solution. So perhaps we can talk about it later on.
Sure.
And I'm working on the on 2 other chores, removing unnecessary data fields from the cucumber test, which waits until another PR has been merged, because it's the same files, and otherwise I'll have merge conflicts.
Yep. Makes sense.
And that's it.
Cool. All right.
I wasn't able to do much, as expected, but I did review some PRs and approve some, so they're ready to be updated and then merged as needed. I did also get, not the latest, but I have a staging environment set up on my DigitalOcean graphic. So I'm ready to, my next step is to double check that email will work. I'm sure it will on that, so we can move forward with that. So I made a little bit of, they'll do a little bit of stuff.
Great.
That's me.
And then just from my side, I am now back and coding again. So I took on a feature for SHF just to look at your analytics, because I know that you wanted it to get emailed to the admin. Patrick, you said that you had added me, but I didn't get a notification in my Google Analytics account. So if we can maybe just look at that after this. And then also I need the email address of who it's going to be sent to, and maybe just what kind of stats they want to see in that email document. So
Okay. Well, let's come back to that after Scrum.
Definitely.
More context there.
And then I'm just setting up the project now on my machine, but I don't have any blockers at the moment. Just the one blocker, I suppose, on the analytics.
Okay. Raphael, you're the last, I guess.
You're still muted.
It always takes me a moment. Yeah, so I've started taking a look at the problems with Phantom.js, and I did a little bit of research. Then Robert, Patrick, you actually said pretty much the same details also. So I just need to get round and try it out now.
Okay, sounds good. So just so people are aware, Raphael took the story, which is really just a spike, to figure out if we can switch our cucumber tests to use Selenium driving Chrome. Chrome either headless or visible, or maybe a mixture of Selenium with Chrome and Poltergeist with Phantom.js if we can't get all of our tests moved over. All of that is good stuff.
The one thing I did notice, Patrick, was that I think as of, I think it's Phantom.js 2.5, it should be ES6 compatible, but I'm not sure if 2.5 is stable yet or not.
Right.
Yeah, that's the big question. We had actually a story that Ashley had worked on where she was using some ES6 stuff, and it consistently failed, but it was a silent failure. That's the really bad aspect of this.
But do we know which version of Poltergeist and Phantom we were using?
I can.
Whatever's in our gem file lock.
We can
wait a
go
minute.
back and look, and
I don't think Phantom JS is a gem, is it? So,
but I could.
Is Phantom JS a gem?
That's a node.
yeah, I think it's a. Maybe
Yeah.
if you type Phantom JS-V at the command line, we'll be able to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't there a gem file that controls Poltergeist, and doesn't Poltergeist call Phantom? Am I getting myself confused?
No, you're right. So when I do Phantom JS-V in my SHF environment, it's showing me 2.1.1 for the version of Phantom JS.
Right. So that's too low a version for ES6.
Yep.
So
You said 2. Which one can do?
2.5 from
2.5.
memory.
Well, maybe that's an option too.
Yeah. So we can take a look. I can take a look at both of those things, and I'm just slowly figuring it out. So I'm still getting used to Rails again. So please forgive me. I'm going to be looking for a while.
Yeah. No problem whatsoever. Well, before we get on to reviewing where we are with the stories, why don't we go through the parking lot stuff? So Laura, so the situation with Google Analytics is that we don't know exactly what the client wants. We haven't exposed anything in terms of Google Analytics to the client.
Okay.
And Susanna's thought was that it's probably premature to do so.
Okay.
They have to be more engaged with the system. They're focused on other things at that time. So that'd be a good discussion to have with Susanna, I think.
All right.
It's certainly worth figuring out how to deliver it when we're ready, you know, and maybe just get that.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually quite easy to do, but for me, it's just about what data they want displayed. So I'll have a chat with her.
Okay. Also, if you would DM me your email again, I'll take another run at adding you.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
The problem is that to do so, I have to log in as the admin of that account, and everything is shown to me in Swedish. And in Google Chrome, I can say translate, but it's incomplete translation. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing the right thing.
We can do it together. We can do it together if later, if you want, or now. It's quite
Maybe
quick.
that'll work. Okay.
Because then I
Sounds
can
good.
just guide you from my side, because I've got the English in front of me.
Ah, yes. Be a good way to do it. So, Robert, you had a parking lot item, right?
Yep.
Based on a story you work on?
Yes, that's the story about not being able to change the language in a membership application form after there are errors.
Yep.
And the problem there is Rails keeps the create URL when showing the errors.
It keeps the what URL, sorry?
The create URL. So when we do a new one, we post it, there are errors. It keeps the create URL and not the new URL. Which means that when you go to the Swedish version or to the English version, it executes a get on the index URL that is not permitted for a user, and you get another error. And what we do is again go to the same page, and then there starts an infinite loop. But it's difficult to know how to solve that one, because I don't know what page to go to.
So the error
problem,
the new.
Yeah, it's only when you create a new application, and there are errors in that.
Okay, so only the new.
Yeah.
Robert, if you go to the new application and you click on switching language, it works fine. But if you have errors, it causes this redirect loop.
Yeah. That's because the URL is different. The first one is the new URL, and the other one is the create URL.
Oh, I
and
see. Okay.
Create for a new one is just the same as the index URL, but then with a post.
Oh.
So there's no way, and we don't allow a normal user to see index URLs. So the problem is very, very obvious, but it's not a simple solution.
Okay.
So one is I was going to say it's not super likely that people will be running this into this scenario.
No.
But it's still a problem worth investigating, I think. So yeah, this is redirect and rendering.
After errors.
And yeah, with errors, all that stuff. So I've so
the other bug that was there was, I think that is supposed to be a solution for this. Instead of rendering, there was a redirect. But then the problem is that the errors don't come with it. So you do a redirect and then you don't see the errors, which isn't a solution either.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, so I had a similar problem with the forgot password business. If the email that you have sent to yourself, when you click on the forgot password, is in English, and you click on the link to go reset your password, if at that time you actually click on the language icon to change language, it doesn't work. I forget what happens, how it blows up, but it's a similar problem that the language change mechanism gets very confused.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if for some, and in the instructions, in fact, some of the stuff that appears on the screen that the user sees is that, if there's a problem, I say something like, you can't get here other than through the link through the password reset email. And also, when you are on the password reset form, you cannot change the language. Please click the link in that email again. Something like that. But I tell them you can't change the language once you click on that link. You got to go ahead and go through the process of changing your password. Because I didn't think it was worth it to try to solve that for that rather corner case. I wonder if it'd be worthwhile, though, to have a mechanism to say turn off or hide the language change icon for this particular view until I turn it back on again or something.
Yeah.
That may be more complex than is worth it, too.
Yeah, that's one solution. Another one would be to do something with the Rails routing.
yeah.
But it's all a bit too much, I think, for just a problem that's a corner case, because the language is just for us, isn't it? The language change at the moment, or
Yeah, at the moment.
At the moment, definitely, we're the only people who care about the English piece, probably. Yeah.
But I can look into the solution to not show it if there's errors on a form.
It might be confusing to the user because it disappears. It surprises the user. That's never a good thing.
No.
And then it comes back again at some point.
Yeah, for sure. It's the render, redirect, and then when set locale is called, the interaction of those three.
So your PR, in which you change from redirect to render, and I forget for what view, Robert, is that?
Yeah, that's for the edit and new view, and now you'll see that when you're in an edit form with errors and you translate it, it'll get to the show view.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it's the same mechanism, and that didn't used to be that way because it was redirected. If you redirect, you get the right view, but then we don't have the errors. So I think it's more important to have the errors showing than the translation working.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is there some way we can enhance the language change mechanism, Ashley, to pass in the desired URL that it should return to? Or
Well, probably. I mean, the language change is just, it's in the application controller.
Mm-hmm.
So up the hierarchy, there's a before action. So before every action, we set the locale. So just thinking out loud. So that doesn't really have anything to do with.
No.
It's the controller that's losing the path because the render versus redirect differences. But I bet you can pass stuff through. Yeah, I don't know right offhand, obviously.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You're right. It's pretty innocuous. It just sets the locale, and that's all.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Well, Robert, maybe what you can do is, if you want, create a WIP PR for this and post it up there. So a number of us could maybe pull it down and start playing with it also.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That might be helpful. Because really, for me to really understand, I need to get hands-on with it and look at it.
Okay. I'll post it, but there's not much code needed to see it. I mean, it's, but I'll post it and post my remarks with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can certainly duplicate it myself. Maybe that's good enough then, huh? Like, just
and then if you know it's just a policy. If you remove the policy for index, which is now allowed only for admin,
Then it's easier to.
then it works. But
okay.
But I'll post a work in progress PR, and then we can.
Yeah, maybe if you could do that and put some comments in it.
Yeah.
Summarizing what you've seen.
Yeah.
This thing about the index being rendered as opposed to the membership application form view. I'm not sure why that's happening, but that would all be useful.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I guess maybe we should go through our stories. I can screen share. So where we are, so this is Sprint 19 that we're in, and we've got a client meeting coming up on Monday. So I guess we need to figure out what we're going to show the client, and just go through top to bottom then. So Robert, this one here about the included, has that been merged yet, or is that still outstanding, that PR?
Which one are you pointing at?
The PR 304, make all JavaScript test check.
Yeah, but.
Okay, sorry, I'm losing the screen. That's done but not merged.
If you click on Patrick's.
Yeah, I've just done it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So I did review it. I think it looks good. Do we want to wait for another review, or do you want to just go ahead and do that?
I just approved it.
It's
okay. It's
okay.
2. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2. You have merge conflicts. So once you fix those, you can just go ahead and merge it.
Okay.
Yep. So we're good on that. When you do that, do you want to? So this is a chore. When you do merge it, you want to just click the finish button, and that'll be it.
Yeah. So that's 304. Yeah.
304. Yeah. Email service, so you just gave an update earlier, Ashley, on that.
Yeah, today and tomorrow I'll have some time, so I'll see if I can make a little progress.
Okay.
Do we need to wait? So is Susanna blocking us in any way since we only have the limited number of accounts we can test with?
Well, Robert, so we have 5 test accounts. We've populated 3 of them, test email addresses.
Yeah.
So we have 2 more so I don't think right now we're limited, but we will be very soon.
One should be Susanna. So, but at any rate, okay, let's just think out loud on that.
I guess the key thing is we really can't move anything into production involving email until we do have the credit card associated with the account. So that's the key thing.
Yeah, so she did just pop into Slack.
Okay.
Box upon box?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she's busy right now. Show both contact email and user login email on the user details page. That is 293. Has that been, I guess that's been merged? Maybe? 293 has been merged. Okay, great. So we've got that queued up for client review. So that's great. Company information required fields. Ashley, you were going to try to get status, I think, from Artur on this?
Yeah, so he said he was able to start working more on it, but he hasn't updated it.
Okay. Let's see.
So do you want to move that to Sprint 20?
Yeah, I think we should. Yep. Okay. All right, so forgot password feature 297, which has not been merged yet. I think.
Yeah.
So a lot of them just need to be updated.
I think this actually can, well, update, but I've been holding off on merging it because there are some translations in here. Not a lot, but Susanna should take a look at it. On the other hand, if she doesn't have time, maybe we should bite the bullet and just, these things. And go ahead and merge it, and she can look at it later, and we can change it if need be. I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think that's a good idea because
yeah.
we're getting problems with all the PRs.
Yeah, stacking up. Why don't we make an explicit one for translations so that we don't use that?
You mean, for instance, explicit story that says check translations associated with this PR?
Or check, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Make a story, and then, okay, so what I'll do is I'll update this, and then I'll merge it in, and I'll make that story, create that story. So we'll be okay. And then I will, yeah, we've already got that queued up for review. I guess if we review that with the client on Monday, we want to make sure that Susanna's okay with adding a credit card to the Mailgun account. Because if the client accepts it, we need to move it into production. So hopefully we can connect with her. All right, new member editing their company address fields not shown. Company, I don't know what that is actually.
So that was the one I think if you open that up, I've got the screenshot.
Ah. Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So that one I think will be straightforward to fix. Just that there's no address object instantiated at that point. So no address is shown.
So we need to make an empty address model, so the fields will show up for entry, huh?
Yeah.
In the, yep, okay. So that's still, should we move that to Sprint 19? Oh, excuse me, 20?
And I can add a note about what I just said, although I think it'll be.
Ashley, should I move that to 20?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good enough. Nav menu shows incorrect link to non-logged in user.
Merged.
299, has that been merged?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So that's already queued up as well. It's great. Investigate and list different ways users can send us feedback. I've spent a little bit of time on that. Not made a lot of progress yet, so I'm going to move that to 20. User profile management, email password name. 303.
Yeah, we should merge it.
Has it been merged?
I think no, it hasn't been.
303. Is it good to merge?
It
So
is.
we can do it.
I think.
Oh, a little bit of
It's
still.
only-
Looks like it's a little out of date. So
Yeah, I should. But is it? Does it have two approvals, or just yours?
B.
It's just yours. Yeah.
So Ashley, do you want to take a run at that, or
Yeah, I can, or if somebody else wants. 303. Yeah, I can.
okay?
Trying to get-
I feel pretty confident about it. I mean, generally what I do when I review these, I pull them and I run it. I look at the UI, I run all the tests myself, so it look good. Just, Robert, did you try to run seeds against this feature branch as well?
Right.
Wasn't this the one?
Was this the one that caused us to blow up? I don't remember
No,
which
no,
one.
no, because we did the other one. No, I don't think I did the seeds for this one. No, but there's no changes, I think.
I just
Oh
think
yeah, the
that
first, yeah, the required
this one
fields.
here might
Yeah.
cause a validation blow up in seeds. I
Yep.
don't know. Yep.
I'll try
Although-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to work, but
Yeah.
belts and suspenders, right? That's what they say. Okay, so why don't we leave the Sprint 19, and when you're ready, go ahead and press, and I think if somebody can look at that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Helper method for displaying, has that been, apologize, no, that has not been,
No, but it
but I
has.
think it's got
Yeah.
2 reviews, right? We're good on that?
Yeah.
And there was some minor translation stuff in here, maybe? Maybe that's why I kept it out. Let's see. I guess, yeah, there's some minor.
Yeah, I had a really minor note.
I can't make you sick. I'm in contagious stage.
So I just wanted to make sure that this may be Swinglish. I have no idea. There's only a couple things here, but I just would feel better if Susanna would take a look at that.
Why don't you mention her or request her review?
Yeah.
We get now.
What I'll do is I will go ahead and merge this when I fix the conflict, and then I will also open a separate story for her to review those translations.
Good. Yeah.
Because we want to show the client some stuff on Monday, right? 305, has that been merged, Robert?
No,
Not.
not yet.
Okay, and that's another one where we'd like it if Susanna could take a look, right? I would think.
Probably
so.
not, because she gave the translation. So
She did. Okay.
You said, yeah,
That can be merged
data merge. Yeah.
when
I'll,
it's ready. Yep.
update and
Okay.
Okay.
Great. And then just come back and click finish, and we're
Yeah.
good on that. That's actually We marked it as a feature, so we should show the user. 307, Robert? At this point,
Hasn't been merged yet.
do we need to have it checked by?
I think it's reviewed. So I merged one earlier, just a little bit before the meeting. So a number of things are out, a number of PRs are now out of date, need to be updated.
This is no, we don't have to check because this is from Swedish to English.
Oh, okay.
Missing.
The Swedish translation was there, but this is yeah.
Okay. So we're good to go. When you've fixed that conflict, you can merge that one too.
307.
307.
Update, merge, and finish.
Yep. 309. Merged or not? 309, not yet. Where are we with that? We have got 2 reviews that look good.
Yep.
I don't think does this have translation stuff associated with it?
No.
Oh, okay. Can we actually merge this one online in real? Nope. Striking out across the board. But that can be merged.
Okay, so that's 310. Okay.
That's 310.
310, update, merge and finish.
Was that 310 or was that 309? No, that was 309, Robert. Sorry. All right. And that one that we're talking about here? Remove name delegates?
309. Yeah.
Okay. 310, membership application edit errors not appearing in the form. And
okay, yeah.
I think we've got at least 1 review on that, right? No, 2 reviews, good. Okay, and this is not experiencing the redirect issue, so we're good to go on that. Now, I wonder if this can be, hey, we could...
So that's the one I did merge.
Oh, you merged.
Oh, you merged it already, okay.
Yeah, that's
was showing up on open. I guess I had redirect. Yeah, okay, so good. We're good on that one too. So that's, I'll click finish. Do we need to show this to the client? I doubt if they've seen this or care, but, or at least seen it. Why don't we leave it? Why don't we leave it to show the client, because it is work, and just so they see it. Can I change? This is the one we talked about.
Yep.
Maybe like we said, a whip PR might help more of us to engage in that. And move on. Sorry.
Move it along to sprint 20 then.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay. And then we have unnecessary date fields waiting for.
Yeah, sprint 22.
Sprint 22? Seriously?
No, 20.
Also.
Yeah, 20. That was gated by one of these things up here.
Also 20.
Yep. Okay.
Because there's a lot more usage of first name than you would think.
I don't know if you want to add that to the story, Robert, but using first name as a lookup field for a user strikes me as really not optimum.
No, I'm removing those, but there's a lot of them. So,
yeah, I think that should be a separate.
Yeah. No, it's okay, but it's just I didn't want to do it because my other PR touches all the same feature files. So
yep.
I want that merged first, and then I can go on with this one.
Yep, absolutely. And you own both of them, so you can certainly do that. So there are 1 or 2 tests where the first name is actually looked for in a view.
I know. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
That seems to be okay to me.
Yeah.
And I know there's 1 or 2 tests where first name is actually used to look up in the users table a user by first name, which can be changed to email easily.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that's 20, right? We're good on that. Perfect. This is one that I don't think we're going to be able to get to. So
I can do that one. I'll do that.
Oh, okay. And there's a link here to where somebody created an issue. in
Okay.
GitHub describing it.
Right.
It's a Facebook and a Twitter thing. or something.
Okay.
Just a note on that. I know that early on when I asked Susanna about that her intent was that some of the links were for the SHF project, and another section of the links were for people to share it, so to their own. So there's just that little bit of background. My opinion was that differences should be made obvious, but
Okay. Well, as soon as the site's got it up once I've got it running on my machine, I'll just go through it and just see what the links are doing.
Okay.
So
for the rest of them, I think, unless there's anything that we're going to be completing by tomorrow, all of these should be moved to 20, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody agree on it? Okay. So I can take care of that after the meeting. And is there anything up here that we neglected to move forward? That's good for this. I think we'll be good on the email service thing. Yep. I think the thing with Arthur, we've already moved forward. And that, okay, so good. So I'll just update these unstarted ones. And then we're good.
So I had one other thing I just wanted to mention. I don't know if we really discussed a lot. Is that having the new people continue to come in, join the project, I think was great. I'm not clear why it's suddenly happening, but that's okay. I don't know if we have a little bit more visibility in Agile Ventures as a whole or something, or Patrick or somebody is mentioning it.
Well, maybe Raphael joined us recently. Raphael, what's your sense of that?
It's because you're so friendly. That's why.
We can fix that. That's not Sprint 20. I can do that now.
So the more our PRs hang out there without review, we get very unfriendly after a while.
No, I always talk about the weather. So I just wanted to note that, and that I know that Francis, wanted to help, but wasn't clear on stuff, and that's okay. I guess, as long as we're open source and have stuff out there, we'll have people who don't really want to or can't be at the meetings or whatever. And that's just the way it is. So.
And I talked to Francis, and he's busy with work the last few days, so
Okay.
he didn't have time to join. But as soon as he has time again, he'll try to join. So
good, yeah, because he's definitely, it seems like, wants to contribute. He's been able to pop in and do stuff, so that's lovely. Good.
Okay.
Because it's high on the website project page now. Yeah, I think now that on the project page in Agile Ventures, they now have it sorted essentially by activity, by most recent updates. And since we're constantly updating our Git repo with activity, I think we stay high on there.
Yeah, I mean, they should sort of, like, team awesomeness would be right at the top all the time, right? So, Lauren, should I keep this social media links in Sprint 19?
yeah, you can do. Yeah, that's perfect.
Sounds like you'd be able to probably kill it off pretty easily. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess the only other thing is, do we have enough? No, let's go to. Do we have enough in Sprint 20, or do we want to add some stuff to Sprint 20?
When does Sprint 20 start?
Why is that? Oh, that's right. We had moved this. So Sprint 20 starts on Monday. So the sprint ends, 19 ends tomorrow.
Okay.
So rather than laboriously go through the icebox, I'd like to propose that we just note the fact that we have, the icebox. Here we go. We have a lot of good stuff in the icebox. For instance, actually, you're actually working on this, Raphael, so we should probably move that to, I don't know, Sprint 20, right? Would that be the right way?
You tell me.
Yeah. Unless you can miraculously get everything all wrapped up and all clear for us by tomorrow, but I doubt it.
I mean, it's possible that over the weekend I'll finish it, but yeah, probably better to have it aimed a little bit later.
Okay. And we can officially call it a spike, although it may turn into a PR that that we want to move forward with. Nav menu. Yeah. So I guess the key thing is, unless people want to go through these stories and vote on them, if you run out of things to do in 20, just go ahead and look at the icebox, the most recent at the top. There's plenty of things here, features, bugs, and chores, and just set it to 20. And if it's a feature, we can vote on it later, and you can start on it regardless. So we're not hard and fast on the rules where it has to be voted on before somebody starts it. And you can also pull from the icebox individually if you want, in case, you know, we run out of things to do over here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I think that's pretty much it for me. Anybody else have anything?
Just maybe we can quickly just do the analytics. Just to add my email address.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see. Let's go where I can.
Is it doing anything?
In Swedish.
Oh, I think Patrick might have frozen.
Yeah, I think he did. Okay, well, I would say that we could wrap up, and then Rick can try to rejoin. I'll send him a message in Slack.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine.
We're doing.
Okay. And Monday is same time?
Yeah, so we'll do our meeting here on Monday, and then we'll have our client review meeting after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that there.
Okay, thanks, and see you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.